Stanley, the Parable, Part 2. Now, I went back, grabbed the bucket. Let's see what happens.
Bucket a run.
Because obviously that new content thing isn't happening again. I don't think it ever will, but
Stanley
fingers
touched
crossed.
the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on it. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Okay, we're going to try going to the
Had the bucket turned
room
out
with
to
all
be
those
correct?
boxes.
Was this better? No. Never
Basically,
mind.
the room straight
The
ahead.
bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Yeah.
No.
Said the bucket.
Don't go
No.
to the meeting room.
Don't go to the
somewhere
meeting room.
else.
Go
The
somewhere
cargo
else.
Lift. Yes, go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Hey. Hey, look at that. This is gonna be tricky. And drop. Okay, good. Good. This is very impossible, isn't it? You'd have to be, like, real careful.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler anurines. Very soon, you'll
Figler
collect the last
anurines.
one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler anurines. None of us can.
Jeez. Oh, okay. So how the heck am I going to get back up there? Okay. I'm being very brave. Oh, okay. Don't know if that's what's going to happen. Never seen this one before. Oh yes, we did. We have. No, we actually did not. Oh, I said the room with all the boxes. This is another room with all the boxes. Oh, the dark room. There's recordings. Narrator dialogue. Your dialogue. Maybe he went crazy and these were all just a bunch of recordings and not what we thought it was. Now there is literally no
Okay.
evidence.
This is day number 295. Tape number... I don't even know. I've lost track. Nothing feels real anymore. The longer I study this bucket, the less sense anything makes.
Bucket?
Sheer euphoria I feel every time I pick it up.
No.
No
May have to
matter
come back
how
here
many
without the
times
bucket.
I've done it. It's always the same feeling. And the emptiness in my chest when I set it down. It doesn't make sense. There's no explanation for it. I still haven't figured out why I see the world so differently when this bucket is in my arms. Why everything feels so... What do I do with this treasure? I can monetize it.
This is bizarre.
Yes. It's unthinkable the amounts of money people will pay
Man,
for even
this
just
is very
an
bizarre.
hour with the bucket. This is my golden ticket. But I have to be careful, because as soon as this gets out, there's going to be a target on my back. Even now, I don't know who might be trying to get...
that? Who's there?
I guess it's supposed to be a little scary. Well. That wasn't it. That was different. I've never actually experienced that part yet. Maybe I should have went there without the bucket. Gives us... Ooh. 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 What do we do? It's a little different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't even know that way. Do we even grab the bucket? Do we... That shows you how much they care about that guy. We're not gonna grab the bucket. Oh no, dang it! What the heck? Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The door on his left. Huh. Now, do I do that without the bucket or with the bucket? Well, I can't do that now, but... scratch what I just said. Yeah, do I like go back and do what I said I was going to do? Because, I mean, wonder what's going to happen.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
We're going to do it
knew
anyway.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
We're actually off track now because... Okay, so we definitely did the large room with all the boxes. Somewhere both red and blue. I don't know exactly what room that could be. Dang it. I feel like I screwed up. Gotta collect them all. Gotta collect them all. Okay, I want them so much. I want to go home. I should grab the bucket.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I don't know why I went left. I think I know where the red and blue room is. I think I do.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication
Dang it!
of any
I can't remember it.
life.
2, 4,
What could
8,
it mean?
6.
Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
2.
He began wildly
4,
tearing through
5,
papers on the boss's
8.
desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings,
2,
desperate
6,
for clues to his situation.
4, 5.
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below.
I don't remember.
Feet.
I can never remember the dang keypad.
Assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly
2845. 2845. Dang it! Almost pushed 2.
Yet incredibly, by
Glad I
simply
did it.
pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah, this is bizarre. I wish I would have grabbed the bucket. I have no way, no idea how to even get back to that. What I just did with the office, the office layout changed. Yeah, this might be a little different.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that
Yep.
read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, this is really annoying. I shouldn't have went this way with the bucket, but I should have went the other way with
Lights
the
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
without the
What
bucket. I
horrible
mean, what we
secret
just
did
went
this
through.
place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I feel like I should still say the sequel. Yes, it does. That can't have messed up that badly.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored.
We're just going to do that one where we shut it off,
Nothing.
and then it frees us, and then it'll just put us. I think that will take us back a little too far, to be honest.
This mind control
I hope that just doesn't restart it
horrible
that
to
badly.
believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah.
No. He refused to.
Let's just hope it restarts us in that.
His own
The way the
life
office
in
layout
someone
was.
else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna do
That was
that.
the proof. The heart
One
of
word.
the operation.
And
Controls
can I go
labeled
through
with
that
emotions.
door?
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating,
I shouldn't have
working.
done that. I
All
don't
of
know
it
why.
monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls one.
Yeah, we're just gonna turn it off. Which I feel like I shouldn't have did that. To be honest. Ah, dang it. It's so easy to regret your decisions in this game because they're like so easy to like forget what you're actually trying to do.
And a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone?
Yeah, this is like
How had he been
the one
freed
ending.
from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
Yeah, actually,
but happiness.
I don't
Perhaps
remember
his goal had not
the
been
red,
to
white, and
understand,
blue room.
but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Okay.
Stanley felt the cool
Yeah,
breeze
we've
upon
done
his
this one
skin,
yesterday.
the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Excuse me. So yeah, I don't think that layout is going to be there. I can only fingers crossed and do what I said I was going to do, which is go there to that one place without the bucket and just see what happens. Yep, like I said, I didn't think it would be there. But we're going to do it anyway without the...
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped it was. He hoped very much that it was.
Ah, that makes me really want to try it. Bring it back. What if
When
we keep doing the
Stanley
same
came
thing?
to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Okay, we're
knew
going this
perfectly
way,
well.
and we're going to go
Perhaps
to
he
that
wanted to
crawl
stop by the
space
employee
without
lounge
the bucket,
first, just to admire.
just to see what happens.
The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I wonder if that would be any different. As the layout keeps
Stanley was so
changing.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Okay, that's a little hard. Okay. That's all I needed. Wait a minute, yes. Correct way to go. Let's get it.
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far.
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling.
I
It must be
guess.
so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises
definitely
and delights.
different.
How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do.
What if we go back?
Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Okay, yeah. So, that was definitely different without the bucket. I should have took the bucket. It's obviously clear
All of his co-workers were...
that...
No, this isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
I mean, we just did this one. We really did. We just did
The
this
good
one.
old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket
The
turned
bucket,
out to be.
I mean, that cup's slightly different. I thought that was number one dad.
No,
Okay.
never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Oh, I don't want to go to a meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
Okay,
cargo
we
lift,
definitely
yes.
are.
Go there. Good.
Said
We
the
will.
bucket.
We
Now
won't
ride
go
the
the other
lift
way.
all the
We're
way
gonna
to
go
the
that
top.
way with the bucket.
There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking
Oh,
to him.
we fell toward
Stanley
death.
feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Yeah, that definitely didn't turn out quite like I wanted it to. Wanted to jump to the platform and then go the opposite direction. Okay. Look at it
All
again.
of his co-workers were gone. What
What
could
could it mean?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps... Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just
The
smiled.
bucket, we the
Anywhere
bucket,
they went
we the
together
bucket,
would be
we.
perfectly... Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind.
The bucket was wrong.
Stanley
Goddamn
took
bucket.
the door on his left.
You're
Go
always
back to the
wrong.
meeting room,
No,
said the bucket.
Okay, so
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
let's try
Cargo
jump
lift,
into
yes.
that.
Go there.
Let's
Go
try
to the
jumping
cargo
to
lift.
that
Good,
without
said the
any
bucket.
issues.
Now ride the lift all the way
I
to
don't
the
think
top.
it was high
There's something
enough.
up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket
Actually.
was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
So that's different as well, because when you jump, he gets a little upset. So now we're just gonna go down the steps.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless... What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which,
I guess.
if that's true, well, my goodness.
Let me
I
in!
think we have to
Damn
do
it.
something about it.
Right.
This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh gosh. Go and jump me, aren't you? Huh? Why don't you get me face to face? Alright, I'll do it. This ending is never the end. Maybe that's just it. There is no ending to this game. There is no point. Is this a bucket? I know what a bucket is. I'm not that slow,
Now
okay?
then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Okay,
let's begin.
minigame. I like it. Let's play.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
Yes. It's a bucket.
Incorrect. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Well, I mean, it's a hologram of a bucket.
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Incorrect. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Okay, so we obviously have to click X because there are not going to be any real buckets beside the one I'm holding.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Aw, you stink. Sheesh, I really don't know what a bucket is.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
Yes, that's a freaking hoopty, my guy.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
I should actually just click no instead of being funny.
Is this a bucket?
No.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
I mean, you're an ass, you know that? Like,
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
no.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Was it both?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
This a bucket? Yes, it is a bucket.
Okay. You and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe
The bucket. No, I don't see no dang bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments
This was
ago I could
slightly
answer these
different,
questions
so...
with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely. Okay,
Aww,
here we go.
poor bucket. No, not the bucket.
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket?
Yep,
Every
everything
single thing in the
was a
game was a
bucket.
bucket. Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay? And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person?
Yeah,
All right.
it's
Here
all
we
a
go.
bucket. It's all a bucket, everybody. That's the illusion that we're living in. It's just a bucket. Merry Christmas, everybody. Now you know the truth. We're living in a bucket. Probably.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
I was wondering if we can pop these balloons. Hey. There's the bucket again. Maybe we'll just walk past it. Nope, nope, maybe we'll grab it. God dang it, I really don't know what to do. I feel like we've done it all with the bucket.
A strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
Maybe we can figure a way to do the
Stanley clutched the bucket
line
tightly
with
to
the
his
bucket.
chest and entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Well, no. Never
Okay,
mind.
we're going to restart the game with
was
the bucket
wrong.
until they give us
Stanley
that line.
took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance
Because
section
I don't
and
remember how to
walked
get that
straight ahead
line.
to the
But what if we do
opposite
it with the bucket? What if we do it with the bucket and it's going to be different? We will have to really figure that out because this is like a pain in the butt. It really is. It's I don't know what else to do.
Oh, good, Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
And as we were talking about the line, the game just goes, well, hey, here's the line. And there's the baby level.
You
Look,
see, your
my wife
friends
is
and
here.
I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere.
Fine.
The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Okay, let's do it. Giant baby.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to
Yeah, look
next?
at that wacky line.
He played some silly music as well.
Is the music different? We'll find out. I'll give you guys that. Nope, it's the same music. If you guys can hear it faintly, it's the same music.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't
Is
you
that-
remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Let me guess. Let me guess. My virginity. That's what we're giving up here? Not the bucket? Sheesh. People are so stupid.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce
No.
a brand new character.
No.
This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No. Leave the
I
bucket
think it will make a
alone.
wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now,
Destroys
Stanley.
the bucket.
Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Okay, bucket. It's been nice knowing you. See you later.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and beat it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you've crushed that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Well, jeez. It blew up. I broke it. Is that the office?
The
Oh, that's
Bucket
the
Destroyer.
Bucket
My
Destroyer.
prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend.
Goodbye.
For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Thank you. I try to be. That's lovely. That was very lovely. So obviously it's revolving around this bucket because that's the only time something different happens. So yeah. That's that. What's next? The mannequin. That's supposed to be your wife.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather. Ah, the embrace of an old friend, a weathered companionship that stands the test of time. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
Okay, so
Stanley took the door on his left to go back, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
What's that one part? That other part. Okay, so I'm going to have to do this one again. My bad, guys. I meant to go to the one where you just get on the left and go straight. I'm hoping it's a little different. Wait, we already did that. So yeah.
Oh,
I don't know,
Stanley,
actually.
I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually. You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and
Yeah,
the Broom
so
Closet. Because that's what fans want from a
obviously,
they want more of their favorite jokes.
the
Not this
part where you go to
bucket
the
that they've never seen
Auroras
before.
is supposed to be there with the
I
bucket.
know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too
assuming.
much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans
Okay,
want.
so we're
Let's
just gonna
do
have to
it.
do this one again. I apologize.
Whee! Look at that
Obviously
wacky
not during
line.
this
Who
live
knows
stream,
where it'll go off to next?
but
Oh,
you can
and play some silly
obviously
music as well.
skip forward after the live stream's over to see where I've
Now,
gone after this
is
part.
what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why
Really
I'm
not
very
giving you
proud
much
to
of an
introduce
option
a brand
anymore.
new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer. I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been
Okay,
part
so
of
yeah.
the cast all along. Don't you
I'm
agree?
just gonna have to redo this, and I
Can
need
you guess
to
what the Bucket
remember how to
Destroyer
get back to the part
Surely
with
you
the
don't need me to
Auroras,
spell it
where
out
you
for
keep
you.
jumping off the thing,
does? Go ahead now, Stanley.
where you don't die,
Say goodbye to the bucket. And then
because
pop into the
it
machine
seems
when
to
you're
be that's the only way. That's the only last one I can think of that would change anything.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait.
Okay, as it's
So I
going,
can hear you
we try to
say,
stop
how does
it.
a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well, you see, if you were to really explore the
Okay,
Bucket
so we
Destroyer,
can't
you'd
stop
see
the
that
Bucket
its desire
Destroyer.
to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10
We're just gonna let it
personality
play
traits.
out.
What other object
We
in
know
this
what
game
happens.
can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Nope, that's that. Now we can go do what we were supposed to do.
The Bucket Destroyer. My prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spell-binding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Yep. So we did that. Did that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know why I thought it changed a little bit. Yeah, we're going to
The
take the
bucket
bucket.
made Stanley want to be a better man and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I'm trying to remember how to get to the part with
This
the
was not the
Auroras.
correct way to the
So
meeting
bear
room,
with me.
But
I'm
Stanley
gonna have
had
to skip
felt
forward
the bucket
again.
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? What? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
We're going this way.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the
On
top.
that
There's something
is
up there I
where
need you to do.
We
Stanley did not question
just
why
went
or
through.
how this bucket was
So
speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not
You've
to
already
think
went
about
straight.
this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I have no clue, guys. I have zero clue.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Hopefully it still takes us that way.
Now
Oh,
pick up the phone.
we just
Said
did
the
this.
bucket.
Pick up the...
We did this last video, I should say. It's gonna be the lady and the bucket.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
This is a long one too.
The Stanley
so.
Parable Reassurance Bucket
a little
was
bit of a
merely
pain in the
meant to
butt.
provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Well,
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
okay. I think I'll make the ultimate sacrifice that I don't want to do. Begin the game again. It's so scary to do that. It really is. Because I don't really want to go back.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket. You know, once upon a time it was me he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is this awful bucket. This stupid hunk of metal.
Yep. Trying to think. The room with
Sad.
the red and
I
blue
suppose he
door.
doesn't need me anymore. From now
I'm
on,
half
he's
tempted to
just
try to
going
go
cling
back
to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort
to
of
that part.
shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it. Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another. Oh my God, what am I saying? better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps, if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing.
Oh yeah, bucket.
Yes.
Oh yeah, bucket.
The bucket
Oh,
could tell
bucket.
me what to
Oh,
do in this
bucket.
troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it, or I'll...
So, I'm really hoping that I can go back to that room with the red and blue door, and I'm going to try to do the opposite what he says with the door. So we're not going to take the bucket this time.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
We're going to do it without the bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay.
Yep, it was okay.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yes, I did. Okay, instead of going all the way up there...
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
We are going to try jumping off
Look, Stanley, I think
now
perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
to go over there again.
Really, I'm not.
I have no clue, and the video will end. So we'll just see how this pans out.
Been about nothing but what? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? What?
Yes.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me... And there it is. The last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here, and now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Well, that's not creepy at all.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I always want to get to the left. What if we get to the blue door?
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Go to the blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the... Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
Aww.
The problem is all these choices. The two of us
have done
always
this
trying
with
to
the
get
bucket.
somewhere that isn't here.
That's the
running
thing.
and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Okay, we're going to try doing this. Hopefully that was the door we came through, not the one that they wanted us to go through. Hopefully it'll be different. I have no idea. Oh, messing up my words again.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
What if I don't want to go that way? God dang it. Back here again.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? No, wait. Where are you going?
Now we know how to get out of here. we
Oh, no.
just keep jumping.
Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley. No!
Just keep jumping off over and over again.
Thank God. No. No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this? Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that?
That
My
for
God.
me?
Is this really how much you dislike
Dislike
my
my
game?
game?
That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Adios, amigos.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It
Now,
looks like you wanted to make
I really
a choice
think we're
after
missing
all.
something here with the bucket.
Well, this one is yours.
I really think we are. I don't know what exactly we're missing, but it should have been the bucket that we picked up again.
Is it over?
Yep, it's over.
Going to restart, isn't it?
Yep,
I'm
we're dead.
going back.
Well, the balloons are gone. That's a start. Assuming the bucket's gonna be gone too.
Stanley, I'm sorry,
Whoa.
but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life? Didn't it fill you to the brim with inner
This
richness?
is dead end.
Yes, I know we're supposed to be
Sheesh.
telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone? I would love nothing more than to revisit the figurines. Just one more time.
I'm glad we did this. Yeah, I'm glad we did this, because this is a slightly different area. Hey, Stanley found the collectibles. Oh. But it said, hey. Sorry, guys. I will bet you. I bet you we. Bet you we. I just bet you we. Okay. I don't remember the stairs being there. That's supposed to be Stanley. What if we go straight? What if we get down? What if we go straight? Okay, we can't. We're gonna go down.
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so
Yeah,
innocent.
how will we know for certain?
We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
We're gonna go this way, son.
And here was a second Stanley. I'll be honest, back then I had no faith in you to find any of them.
7 out of 6.
But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of mundane, unremarkable ways. Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
No, actually. Actually, I don't.
No. The boss's bathroom was the 4th place you found a Stanley, not the 3rd. Well, I guess perhaps I shouldn't be surprised. Memories like these are so precious and so cherished that they all just sort of blend together, don't they? You know what? If the boss's bathroom feels like the 3rd place you found a collectible, then who am I to go making judgments?
Well, okay.
Let's see, what came next? Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I
No,
remember being
you
in this room,
didn't.
but it's here in the memory zone, so it must have happened.
Really? Definitely didn't happen, I can tell you that. I don't remember no pink room. Well, jeez. Okay, we're just floating now. Yeah, we found the...
This was the 5th mini-stand, and
Was-
this one was really something special.
Was that always
It was
here?
In the warehouse. I remember it so clearly. In fact, because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion. Enjoy.
I don't remember that being there. Huh. I knew it. I knew that I knew that ramp did not exist. Yeah, I knew that. I knew that little part there did not exist. Ay ay ay. And there, wow, the narrator did everything.
Takes you back, doesn't it? I spent a lot of time making that video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Oh gee, I wonder which way I can go.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine, right here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct and clear in my mind, perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others. Who can
bad
truly
memory,
say
huh?
how the mind works? All I know is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself, yes, that's all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Then we went through the blue door. Ha! Gotcha, sucker. Well, TV, you're now in the present.
And then there was no more, because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
Wonder how deep that goes into that little mirror of a memory.
No, I'm not done. I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that feels.
Yeah, I wonder how deep that goes in there. If we can like zoom in somehow. Okay, the past. Doesn't necessarily create that illusion, now does it?
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this.
Do you?
I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
This dude has the creepiest office. Yeah, let's just go back. Let's just go back.
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Oh, I don't want to watch this crappy video again. This video sucked.
Yes, I love that video.
It sucks. Sorry, buddy. It sucks. That's cheesy. It's pink room does not exist!
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Is it a solid room? Is this supposed to be the Adam's apple? I hear whispering. Okay, so clearly I didn't find it in the bathroom, I should say.
These really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Me too, I'm glad. What kind of reward what are you giving me? Yeah, we're gonna go to the boss's office. No? Okay. Okay.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too. The past is truly a wonderful thing. Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
Well, gee, I don't remember this one at all either. Uh-oh. Don't like the look of this.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the figlarines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Yeah, what came before this? And this is the exit. Well, the exhibit looks like it's closed for the day. Oh, just the jump at dying.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then, but time does put a rosy filter on everything.
Yeah,
In fact,
you run out of
I
jumps.
dare say I'm actually quite fond of it now. Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes, the two doors. Who could have forgotten that? A classic memory, this one.
Well, now I don't know which one I want to take. Do I take the right door with the office, or do I take the left door with the office? I take the left. I take the left.
And before everything else, there was your office.
Yep.
Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
Pushing buttons on the keyboard.
Yes, I'm remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then, somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy, and I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship. And Stanley really did make for a wonderful companion, even if he was a fiction. But I suppose it's grown old. I want to think for myself again.
Did we?
I want to go back
Did we
to
complete
how
the
it
game?
used to be. Yes, I can be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore.
Did we complete the game?
But he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go. This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, so I feel like we're at the end of this game now. I really feel like this is it. Like I said, they said there's like 19 different endings. We must have went through 19 different endings. Some similar to the other, and some not so similar. But we'll see. This is the story that never ends. And there's a phone ringing. Which phone is it? Can I ring it?
Hi, Stanley. I just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
Okay. There's the bucket. The guy's really not even speaking now, so it's a little iffy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there
Everything's
was
back
not
to
a
normal.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here
I really
on the
feel like
floor,
this
he
is the
lay
end.
prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it
2,
be?
4.
Was it a sign of hope
2,
for
5.
Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret
I
of
can't
Stanley's
remember.
past, it had been
Like I
assigned a
should.
4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845.
4,
Statistically,
5.
nearly impossible.
If it wasn't for him, I'd probably never remember that dang code. And I'd probably be stuck Googling it just so I can move along for you guys.
By simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Yeah, so this is definitely I'm not even sure, to be honest with you guys. I'm not quite certain because he said he wanted to see the
Stanley
story
walked straight
one more
ahead through the
time.
large door that read Mind Control
But what if we
Facility.
escape? As he's trying to say the story one more time. That would be our end. This would also be our ending. Yes, the story does not end. Oh. Yeah, this might definitely be the end. I think we were supposed to go to
The lights rose on an enormous
the one
room
with
packed with television screens.
the wife.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Okay, so yeah, we definitely might have screwed up. This might definitely be the end. For sure.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, freedom means nothing.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Yeah,
that his emotions had been manipulated.
Yeah, I
to
really think
accept
we were
it
supposed to go
blindly?
to the wife, but I don't think it's going to happen now. I think this is
He
absolutely the
refused
last
to
time.
believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yeah, it's
But here
definitely
was
not
the
going to happen.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
I didn't really
Happy or
think
sad
about
or
doing that
content.
until,
Walking,
like,
eating,
literally at the last
working,
moment.
all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible... blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Is it actually over?
Yes.
Or did I screw up?
He had won. He had defeated the machine.
I think I wasn't
Unshackled
supposed to go
himself
that
from
way.
someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No
Yeah,
longer
we
would
really
anyone
had
tell him
to
what to do,
go through this
or
one.
how to feel.
Because I can't bring
Whatever
myself
life
to
he lives,
actually
it will be
push
his.
begin,
And that
begin the game again, because
was
if it would have took
all
us
he needed to know.
completely all the way
It was
back,
perhaps
I'd have
the
lost my
only
mind.
thing worth
I'd have been
knowing.
real mad.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
But I don't know if I could be mad exactly. So,
Stanley
yeah.
felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path.
Hopefully this
before
isn't the
him.
true end.
This
as
was
a
exactly the way
it makes you want to
right
think
now,
it's going to end.
that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, we're probably going to end up back in the office, but if we do, then we're obviously going to have to go to, yeah. We're going to have to go to that little thing with the girlfriend part. Wife, whatever. Because she calls. She
I can't
calls.
wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
Yeah, I have no clue. Hey, I have zero clue.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
We're actually going to cut this off. Thanks for watching, guys. This is James Stanley bringing Hands Entertainment to you. I'll bring more of these videos, possibly on Monday. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and that is all. Thank you for watching.